Nikki, I am a business owner and I'm looking at the options of a merger. Can you explain some of the pitfalls that I should look out for to avoid?
Okay, there's clearly a lot of positives for a merger. However, to avoid the pitfalls is really important. So I've got a few clear things that if you do these, it can increase your success of a positive merger. Firstly, I'd recommend that you have very clear roles defined for when you merge. So firstly, have somebody that is sponsoring the merger and is project managing the merger, because it is really important that all the benefits of the merger are successfully implemented. Therefore, you do need a really good project plan. You need somebody managing that as well. It's very important to have management buy-in to the merger, because then that trickles down. So you really do need to have your management team all on board and agreed to the merger for it to be a success. When I say about clear roles, it's not just the project manager and management of who's sorting everything out for what happens after the merger, but also where there are dual roles. So there might be CFOs, for example, in both companies. So both CFOs will be thinking, well, does that mean that one of us is going? Inevitably, often it does. Explain as early as possible what the roles for people will be post-merger, because the longer you have uncertainty in the business or stress in the business, the more problems there will be. So you need to be very quick. If you are going to do redundancies, you need to get them out of the way so people can recover from the shock of the redundancy, and you can see the results of that, whether it's the improved cost savings and clearly defined best practice that you've adopted from either organisation. Communication is so important as well. Another of my things that you always hear me saying, but communication to all stakeholders. So that is to your clients, that is to your suppliers, and very importantly to your employees, as well as your shareholders. Make sure that each group understand why this merger is happening and what benefit that will have, because then you'll have more support for it and it will enable them to help you make this become a positive experience and make it successful. So, for example, to the employees, make it very clear if, for example, there isn't going to be redundancies, because it may not be in this current, where we are currently, where it's really hard to recruit the right technical skills. This could be a merger to enable you to not have to worry about recruitment, so that you're bringing in skills direct into your business. So explain that if there isn't going to be redundancies, or if there is only going to be a small amount of perhaps voluntary redundancies, explain that early on, make it very, very clear, and explain why it's good. If the other business has got some skills that you don't have in-house, or if they've got some really good systems or procedures, or they've got a really exciting client base, make sure that that is clearly spelt out to everybody throughout the organisation. Final two tips. Do make sure that there's synergy within the cultures. One culture will need to overtake the whole business. If, however, the cultures are so different, you have got to question whether this is the right merger for you. There needs to be enough similarities so that one culture can emerge post-merger. Finally, quick wins. Focus on what are the quick wins that you can have for your stakeholders and make sure they happen. If the quick wins are visible, that will create a lot of positivity across the business and will help ensure that the more difficult parts of the merger are successfully completed.